What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. We just had a podcast before the podcast.
We sure did.
For real, we always do.
Y'all, if y'all could only sit here before we sit here, literally we sat here for about 30 minutes before we even started this podcast.
And somehow we were supposed to start it an hour ago.
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah. I got here at 10:48, so we've been talking since 10:55 when I came to sit here till 11. But anyway, it was funny because let's start with this quote, and I say this just because of all the craziness that's happening in this world, right? But it says, "Be the reason someone believes in good people."
I think if we did that more often, we would be all right, man.
I just want to talk about how things kind of this morning I woke up because I had to go get my eyelashes done, and I wanted to take the first appointment, right, which is 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
She's far as hell from me, so I have to leave my house at 7.
Those are like, I just noticed how
They look fantastic.
No, but wait till about Friday. They're gonna.
If I throw your name out there, will she give me a discount? Probably not. All right, never mind.
But I shed so bad because of pregnancy.
Shed
but
what?
my eyelashes start to fall off. Like the fake ones start to fall off to where I'll have Marissa probably Friday telling me like, didn't you just?
I can't talk about anybody. I'm bald.
I thought you were about to say I'm gonna be like Marissa.
No.
I thought you were gonna say.
They just fall off so much faster because you're growing new hair so much quicker. So I'm going a lot sooner to get them done. So she'll kind of fill me up.
So they last what, a week and some change?
No, 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
That's good though.
Yeah. It is good, but towards the 2 weeks,
I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'm gonna come in here next episode
With your cumbrellas.
And listen,
With my cumbrellas.
and we're only doing. They look full right now, and let me tell you why. Because you guys see them as
fresh.
that shit. No, as fresh, exactly. But as they're shedding, you guys are used to seeing like a few here, a few there.
They always look good. They're always full.
But right now they look good. But my point of that is, it's weird because this morning it's funky weather outside, right? I got up early and I was just like, oh, maybe I'll just tell Rob we'll record 2 episodes tomorrow. I'm just feeling lazy right now.
Poor Rob, 8-hour day.
Yeah. And I was just like, and then I saw Real Talk Kim does, I know that she does a morning thing every day. I obviously don't watch it, right?
Yeah.
But I happened to get the alert as I was driving. So I was listening to it, and it was crazy because she was saying how she worked at Bloomingdale's, right? And so, guys, if y'all don't know who Real Talk Kim is, go look her up on social media. She's actually a pastor at a church in Limitless Church in Georgia. And anyway, so she started talking about how she worked this minimum wage job at Bloomingdale's. And she's always been in the church. She's United Pentecostal, which I'm not sure what the difference between that and Pentecostal is, because I was raised Pentecostal. I didn't even know there was a thing called United Pentecostal. Yeah. So I don't know if that's like...
They're always rebranding.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know what I want to look up too? I'll get into that. Hold on a second. Now that we're talking about that. But, and she started saying that she knew that she's always had God in her. She's never been like somebody that's not, talked about God. And she just started getting up every day and just started doing these motivation talks on social media. And that kicked off. And then she started making money off of her YouTube. And then, you know what I'm saying, to where everything started manifesting and more things started to happen. She's the pastor of the church. That's her church now. You know what I'm saying? And she was just talking about like consistency.
Yes.
And when I heard the word consistency, I said, absolutely not. You're going to go get these lashes done. That is the reason why you got them done this early in the morning, so that you could podcast.
So that you could be ready for the podcast.
Podcasting, so you could, you know what I'm saying, go do everything else that you have on your to-do list today. So no, you're going to do this today. Yep. And then it's funny because Marissa calls me, because she's like, she texts me, she goes, hey, because she thought she had a doctor's appointment early.
At 12, it's going to be a Zoom call. And I was like, fuck, man, we're really going to have to rush. Because by the time she got back. Yeah. And I know we like to Rogan it up. So that's why I was like, man, I hate to fucking rush. But my appointment's at 3:15. I don't know how I fucked that up.
But she texted me and I just told her, I said, no, if you can't come, that's fine. I'm going to do it by myself because I don't want to fall off. Because what happens when you kind of like, I'll do it tomorrow. You fall off immediately,
you gotta treat it like a job.
Yeah. And so I really came back super duper motivated from Lubbock. It's 8 hours of driving, guys. It was the most awful thing ever.
Nothing to see either. It's just straight flat.
And churches. everywhere.
Like Church's Chicken or actual
No, like
churches?
a church. Every corner, there's a church. And they're either Baptist or Pentecostal, which I had never seen. I'd never seen that many Pentecostal churches. First of all, I'd never even known that many Pentecostal people. Like, I used to never tell people growing up because I mean, I'd never forget being little and my parents and probably people listening and be like, what? That's weird.
Which one is the one with the magazine that they bring?
Those are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah.
Okay. So I never forget. I was playing outside, and my parents were leaving, right? Because back then you could babysit yourself at 3.
All the time.
Yeah. So they were going to leave, and they'd be back. And my mom said, "Okay, we'll be back. We're going to go pray for this person who's got a demon." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Bye. Here's a hug.
Perform an exorcism?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
So it was normal to me.
Just another Tuesday.
We're playing outside. I'm doing hula hoop war. My parents are leaving peace, right? And my friends are like, "Oh, where are your parents going?" Because they're dressed up because they're going to church. They're going to go do this, right? And I said, "Oh, they're going to go pray for somebody who's got a demon." And their face is just like, what? And then later in life, I thought to myself, I bet people thought I was freaking crazy because I would say that my parents are going to go pray for somebody who's possessed. And then I started thinking about other things. I never forget one day there was a retreat at church, right? And so usually when there's guests at the church, they would kind of record it just for, because it's a big event. And I remember my aunts, now my aunts are older. They're no longer going to church, right? But I remember we were sitting in the living room watching the videotape from that service last week. And because they were talking about how somebody had been possessed and they caught it on the video, right? And so it was no big deal. And they were praying for them. I mean, I'm telling you guys, when I tell y'all it's normal to me, it was normal. But I also think childhood trauma, that's why I'm a scaredy cat. Yeah. That's why I don't be doing, like, if the lights are off, bitch, I am laying down immediately.
Jumping into bed.
I'm going to bed. And most
because
of the time,
Satan could grab you from under the bed.
Most of the time, it's Pete turning off the lights because I'm not even going to touch the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And I honestly feel that it had to do with that. Is growing up. Yeah, exactly. So I remember my aunt walked in with her friend and she was pissed. And her friend goes in her room and she comes out. She goes, "Why are y'all watching this? People are going to think we're so weird." And I was like, God, why is she so offended by it? You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand it. I was still small. I was still young. You still don't understand things. Yeah. It was later that I realized, like, I see now where she was coming from. Because as you kind of analyze your upbringing and life, you start to kind of think like, oh yeah, that must have been weird to other people who walked into your house and hear your parents and your niece and exactly. That's exactly.
Speaking in tongues.
I loved sitting with my dad at church, and I think I've said this story on y'all's podcast before, but my dad always sat in the front row. I used to always like sitting with him, and I remember this guy named Esteban started being weird, and so I just kind of looked back. I'm telling you, if I close my eyes, I see it like yesterday, like it just happened, because it was that traumatic. Okay,
don't close your eyes.
Exactly. I see lashes. That's all I see right now. Anyway, but I remember I turned around and he was just standing like on the aisle, laughing, right, and just laughing at everybody. And so then everybody turned around, kind of like, well, that's weird. What's he laughing about? And then he just kept laughing.
Was it the Holy Spirit?
No, bro.
It was the Satan spirit.
Listen, y'all.
Was 7 there?
I don't. It was 7 and somebody else.
Like it was 7.
It was 7 and somebody else.
Goodness.
Because so they start praying for him, and you know how they say the mouth foam. You know how they show on The Exorcist, the movie, the mouth foams up like that. I don't know that really does happen to other people, but his mouth wasn't foaming up like that. But he was spitting at everybody, and so then, and so he was like, and then, guys, it was the weirdest voice ever that we had. I swear to you, I want to find that VHS because my dad was that's where I get it from, where I love taking pictures and taking video from. He was always recording and doing it. I want to find that VHS because I'd love to put it on.
That would be fucking badass.
I want you guys to see it because that event was recorded, and I remember vividly, I was sitting like right here, and my dad, and I just heard him say in this, like, I'm getting goosebumps, y'all. The strangest voice. He said, "You think your God is stronger than my God?" Ooh. And he just starts laughing, and he spits in my dad's face. Well, now we're talking about my dad's temper. My dad's temper, y'all. He's the sweetest man on earth, but that's where I get it from.
Did he beat his ass in the name of Jesus?
I have no middle. I go from 0 to 100, and that is my dad. My dad will bend backwards for you. The nicest person you'll ever meet. Anything you need, helpful, whatever.
But
right?
0 to 100 real quick.
But has zero tolerance. Like, to where he knew if him and my mom were mad, he'd chunk the deuce, go drive around and come back.
Amen.
Because that's how he was. And so it was crazy because he just wiped his face like this, and he turned around and he said, "Go to the back." Like that. Like, go to the back of the church. Like, you need to leave. Yes, you need to leave here. And he got up, wiped his face, and told the other Edmund, whatever, his brother, whatever, like, take over, because I'm about to beat the demon out this motherfucker.
I'm about to beat the demon out this bitch.
My dad had to get his composure again, and he kind of like had to. I remember watching him, and he just kind of had to like pray to himself for a little bit because he was pissed that this guy had just.
So did he whip his ass?
No.
He should have, because even Jesus got crazy. Remember, he started throwing off all those tables and going crazy.
And I was like, oh my God. But it was the craziest thing, to where they ended service early. Everybody left. Only the, like, I guess what the more spiritual folks stayed behind praying for him. And it was like an overnight thing till finally the demon came out. And I remember I asked my mom, I was like, when is dad coming home? It's like, well, we don't know. We don't know how long it'll last. And I just remember thinking that was normal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What?
Normal to who?
Yeah, for real.
Why was that normal to me, y'all?
Marisol, we got too much to unpack there. We have maybe 90 minutes. Yeah, you're definitely in a cult.
David Koresh.
I was...
Girl, people be doing some crazy shit in the name of Jesus.
Dude, and that's why organized religion has always been this thing for me where like, I just can't. I don't know why.
But you know what? It's interesting because she was talking about how she
don't ruin the eyelashes.
I know, right? She was talking about how
Marissa, don't make her laugh.
She was like so into the church, like that United
That's all
Pentecostal.
I know how to do when things get crazy. I just start telling jokes.
I'm the same way. Make light of a really bad situation.
Yeah, or I start giggling. Do you start giggling?
I do.
I
Dawn
giggle
all the time.
I don't know how to. She talked about she was talking about weaknesses and all that shit, and it's funny because I was thinking to myself. And she was saying confrontation. I fucking hate confrontation. I avoid it at all cost because, again, I don't have a middle.
Yeah.
And so I really try my hardest to not get there, because it's more work for me to stay here than for me to be up here. So for me, I try my hardest, and if I'm going to confront something, I have to almost marinate on it for about a couple of days, so that when I'm able to speak to you, I've had a whole couple of days to speak to you at this level.
And see, I can't wait. I have to deal with it right then and there.
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
the same.
second.
I have to deal with it immediately.
And that's why I say, you know how people will say, you don't know me, you don't know me. I've never said that because, bitch, I don't even know me. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know I don't want anything crazy to happen, but
you've been warned.
You know, I would never say that because I don't even know.
I know my personality. Like, I know it. I don't need nobody. Like I said, I don't need nobody to tell me my flaws. Trust, like none. So that's because I know myself. I try really hard to keep control of those things so that I don't allow weirdness between me and whoever else, or, you know what I'm saying? So that I don't. But one thing I keep saying that I want to work at, I really want to be like Rogan.
In the sense of
so calm, but he's always on DMT and shit. I always man, you ain't got no interest in that.
That's because I don't know what it'll do. Maybe in the smaller doses,
let go and let control. Let
that's the control freak in me, I think.
Let it be,
because
fucking shaman over here. This fucking shaman over here.
I just start seeing flowers.
Woo, I'm ready, man. You let me know.
Hey, but you know how he's totally not agreeing with someone, and he just keeps us cool, like nothing. And I think that just comes from the jiu-jitsu discipline. That comes from discipline in general. Discipline in general.
Discipline.
And so I feel like that's one of the things that I haven't mastered yet. Like I think like I've worked certain things.
You're good because we don't agree on a lot of stuff, but we let each other speak.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's not hard.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But like, you know how sometimes I just, and I think I've gotten better. And I think I even got 10 times better when this whole election thing happened, to where I had to understand this is just how it is.
And you know what? We also have to understand that we don't understand the other person's journey and their perspective.
Exactly.
Like, we just have to understand that we have no idea what it's like to be that person. We just don't.
Because you only know your own journey.
Yup, that's right.
And that's kind of what Kim was talking about today. She was just kind of saying like, in order for you to kind of like master anything, you kind of have to, one, really just be what my quote for today. You have to be that good person. Legit just have to be that good person no matter what. Because if you're good, everything else is going to be good.
Yep.
Should we start another podcast along this one? It's like ministries in the ministries in her lounge.
I can't minister to nobody.
Her lounge ministries.
Coffee, ministries, and lashes. No, but I was just like, I never start my day with some Jesus. I'll be honest with you. We go to Second Baptist, so I'll watch a sermon from Second Baptist, but I'm not going to lie. Second Baptist also is a little bit more of my thinking. So I'll be like, sure, right.
Yeah.
Versus, I think Kim, even though I don't know, I think they're Baptists. I don't know that they even have a denomination.
Aren't we all just kind of Christians anyway, right? Isn't a Christian somebody that believes in Christ?
Yeah, but some religions take it a little bit further, like the Pentecostal, like I was telling you. You know what I'm saying?
But see, they make all their little rules and shit.
And that was always been my argument growing up. It was
Why
like,
there got to be so many damn rules?
Yeah, I'm like, who said? Okay, like for example,
who said
going to the movies? I was not allowed going to the movies. Well, tell me where in the Bible. It's so the answer that my dad gave me, although he said he didn't agree, right? But because he went to church, he had to teach that, right? That's what he would say. He basically said, it's what you're watching is what you're consuming. So it could be negativity, it could be violence, whatever. It's that consumption, right?
But if you have a good foundation, it just bounces right off you, you know?
So I think that's why my dad didn't agree with it, but he just kind of felt like, and it was weird. My parents allowed me to reach the age of 15. And at the age of 15, it was like, we've guided you for as long as we could. It's now up to you. You're starting like, because you know, quinceañeras are the biggest deal in our culture.
I didn't have one.
I didn't either. Oh, no. Yeah, I did. I'm lying. I forgot I did. I did. It was Christian, so that's why I forgot I did.
Super memorable.
We made hot dogs in the backyard.
So, my sister wanted to
some leg quarters, chicken
but
quarters.
You know what? I really hope that Penelope doesn't want one, because I'm gonna really talk her out of it. I'm gonna be like, listen, I will take you anywhere around the world. It will be a lot more memorable than this quinceañera. Trust me. Like, what can we do here? I can even buy a house for you, so that, because that's about as much money as you spend on the down payment.
Rome is looking for any reason to fucking party and drink. So it doesn't matter who it is. We're having a fucking party.
Yeah. See, but I think my dad was just a little bit more like, he knew what it was like to be our age at one point. So he didn't try to take it too much away from us, but he did, because he just kind of felt like he was going against maybe our church. But it was like little things. The one things my parents never followed was, we didn't do the long dresses. They were like, kind of like, that's silly. My mom didn't do the long skirts either. I mean, I think they were like knee length, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, pencil skirts, you know what I'm saying? Just that cute length. My mom wasn't about the don't get your nails done, don't get your hair done, like none of that. Like, she didn't wear her hair.
Jesus is not going to ask you on the day of judgment, did you go to the nail salon?
But
did you wear a romper to church?
Exactly. But my mom would say, though, she would say this: you come into the Lord's house, you should look your best versus you come looking here like you just woke up, but you go to a party looking your best, right?
But Jesus's house is for everybody, even the one with the one shoe on and one shoe off and a fucking tear shirt.
You should have told her at the club, I'm trying to take someone home. At church, I'm trying to not take someone home.
Yeah. So my mom was really big on that because they would criticize her for coming into church looking sharp.
It always goes back to the parent. Like, oh, I'm making you look bad? Is that what I'm doing?
So my mom would be like, oh, yeah, but y'all are quick to come here looking like y'all just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
My mom has no filter. And so she'd be like, you know, but y'all go, I mean.
But was Jesus the fashion police? Was he he walked around in motherfucking chanclas with dirty black feet.
Felt like
he was a trendsetter if you think about it.
Who the hell cares if I dye my hair? That was my mom's thing, right? My mom's thing was like, who the hell cares that I have red fingernail polish? So that was the
red
point.
Is Satan's color.
Right? My mom's point was always that, right? So that was her thing. It's like, so if you want to roll out of bed and come to church looking at that, that's your choice. Don't criticize me for wanting to come to church looking my best. You know what I'm saying? This is how I want to come to the Lord's house. You know what I'm saying? And my daughters are going to come looking like, you know, their best.
Amen.
So my mom was kind of like that. So we never followed that part of it, you know? Also, my parents also let us listen to like music that was on the radio.
Yeah.
They were
like from the window to the wall.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't really like that. But I always wanted to know where in the Bible. Like I used to literally ask my parents, like, I'm going to ask the Sunday school teacher as I got older. I said, where, I want to know where, if you can show me in the Bible where it says you can't cut your hair, which I understand, right? In the Bible, it does say the hair is the beauty of the woman, right? And I get it. That's the reason why there's a lot of religions that don't do the hair cutting, right? But I also grow hair on my legs.
In other places.
Exactly. So
just let it go, lady. Let it grow. Let it grow.
Remember I told you I was all fucked up and I read the Bible for like 3 days straight, 4 days straight? I'm fucked up, man. I got problems. But, and again.
But Jesus ain't one.
But that's why I was even thinking to myself, I got to reread my shit again. From Matthew to the end. Because again, I'm not worried about like that old shit. Just to kind of refresh my memory on a lot of things. I think I haven't taken out a book and read in so long. But I think my takeaway, right? Because I grew up in a religious too, like you can't do this, you can't do that. My mom was very judgmental of like Catholic people and like, and she grew up Catholic.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, she grew up Catholic, but she was like, you can't, you know, what is it? Like, what do they call them? Like, not gods, but like,
the saints, right? Or is that what you're talking about?
But what do you call them?
They're saints.
Idols.
Oh, yeah,
right?
That was
That's a Catholic thing? Is that a Catholic thing?
Yeah, because you prayed to different.
You pray to different like gods saints and stuff, right? But first of all, my takeaway was, well, he wasn't just talking about physical idols. He was talking about sex. That can be an idol. Anything that you put before God is an idol. Sex, drugs, food, your husband, all of these things that you put be in front of him, that's an idol, bitch. So it's like, eat your own shit. Yeah. But see, I didn't realize that, and I didn't come to that thinking until I read it for myself. And then the other thing was, what was the other thing? Oh, all of these different things that she said was going to send me to hell, right?
God, and thanks, Mom.
I'm telling you.
Well, church will do that
all
to
of us,
you.
right? It's like that guilt that they try to teach you. But I was like, none of those things send you to hell. You know what sends you to hell? Being judgmental.
Or
you know why?
Ugly heart.
You know why? Because when you judge, you put yourself in a higher court than God. Bitch, you ain't no fucking body.
And that's why I go back.
And that was my takeaway.
Like,
that was my takeaway.
What, the whole story about, you know, how, what is it?
We're just taught all kinds of fucked up shit, people. It's not.
Okay,
oh my God.
Sodoma and I don't know how to say it in English. Okay, but it's anyway where like God blew up the city because there's too many gays.
Babylon and all that shit.
Okay. So anyway, my point with that is like
he blew it up.
He burned it.
Okay, he burned it.
Yeah,
something happened.
He got rid of that city. He's like, too much sin here.
He had a dragon like Daenerys on
like
Game of Thrones.
Y'all is all gone. What did he say? He told Lot, whatever, however y'all say it in English, but he told Lot, like, go find me 10 good people. If you can find me 10 good people, I won't burn up the city. Lot goes, all right, God, I can't find.
Like, oh, damn, she's a hoe. Yeah. She's a hoe. Damn, we're all
right, God,
up.
I can't find 10, but what about if I find 9? He's like, all right, go find 9. If you find 9 people, you know what I'm saying? I won't burn this bitch up. Well, he didn't say it like that, but y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He couldn't find 9. He's like, all right.
Hold on, God,
we don't know they didn't say it that way.
And he said, all right, well, then go find 1. He couldn't find not 1. He said, all right,
damn.
I done told you. Grab your family, head out, because I'm about to burn this up, and don't look back.
And one of them bitches turned around, huh?
The wife.
Fucking dumb bitch.
She looked back, and they said that where did this happen? Where
weren't they going to turn a stone or something?
Well, they say her ashes are still there wherever it happened. Like they made a little thing, and they left it in. Is it in Jerusalem?
Probably.
That's pretty sad that I don't know where it is.
It's in the Middle East somewhere, y'all.
Somewhere over there, but it's left there as a reminder when God speaks. He ain't playing.
Y'all are some devout Christians around here.
Are we?
Don't know shit about where nothing's at. Don't know the name of nothing.
I don't know. I know. But I get the gist.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know here and there. I don't know, like, my mom knows that Bible. Bro, ask her. It's crazy how that... But my mom's very into... Like I told you, my mom always says if she died and came back, she'd love to be an anthropologist. She loves history. She loves anything you can think, like anything like that. But... This wasn't supposed to be a religious podcast.
It's not.
Or going to, but I just thought that
we're just talking about our childhood trauma, and it includes religion. Jesus.
But I just thought it was interesting how her perspective on shit, right? On like just like it just made me think like I think I have a pep in my step, right? But you really don't have that much of a pep in your step, and that's why I told myself like. We're not traveling for a hot minute until May, right? And then we're not traveling for June and July. So I told myself that was going to be my time to really focus on pushing my brand, really getting out there and socialize. And that's where I'm going. And I'm going to announce this today, guys. So if you're listening, here's where our idea, we haven't really flourished it and planned it out, but it's part of next week's creative meeting that we're having. But we want to do a live podcast at Marissa's Juice Caboose place.
Come on down, bitches.
It is going to be a reserved ticket. It's free. And I just think it'd be cool to meet some of our listeners. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what's out there. I don't know what type of guests we would have, but then I thought it'd be cool to have like a psychic, like a card reader person come in.
That is so not Christian. Right? That is so not Christian.
Right? And then I thought somebody's going to say that's not Christian. That's funny you said that because I really thought about that. Because
judgmental bitches. See, I caught y'all's asses.
How you go from talking about Sodom and Gomorrah to fucking mind readers?
Yeah. I really thought it was funny because yesterday I was telling Marissa because I was texting her like or what was that? I was like, man,
I don't remember.
I don't know what day it was, but I'm like, man, I have to sit. No, it was during my trip. I was like, it's these long trips of looking at nothing that makes you actually like think. That's why I always tell Pete, I'm like, we need to do like a getaway with everybody, like all the comedians, just to be creative in a ranch, like in the middle of nowhere.
Wait till you're not pregnant anymore.
Yes, I know.
You can do drugs.
Or at least drink some wine.
Quiet.
Or drink something, and just so that like because it's weird because
you
all
have to
my
recharge
good ideas
and reset yourself
have been coming from these long drives that we've been taking, you know, and I just thought about like I want to know who our listeners are. Like I'd love to know like what are these women going through? Like, do I have a counselor? And then it's like, well, what kind of counselor am I going to have? A marriage counselor? Well, what if not everybody's married? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
or what if not everybody needs counseling? What if they just want to have fun?
That's what I'm saying. So then
we're going to need a margarita machine.
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay. So, and then I felt like it was an opportunity to like, if there's anybody out there that makes cookies. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. So funny thing, listening to this whole thing this morning, right? I didn't want to go get my eyelashes done that early in the morning, right? And then it just so happened I got that alert from Kim that she was doing that thing, but she was talking about how certain things are placed in your life for a reason, right? Or certain things kind of like happen. It was weird because then this girl said, this girl started following me and she said, I'm going to open my bakery. Anytime you need anything, please let me know. I'd love to, just for free.
Nice.
And it's funny because one of the ideas that I told Marissa was, let's find somebody that can donate the pastries to the podcast. It'd give exposure to them. You know what I'm saying? It could lead to potential leads.
Yeah.
Marissa, this is an opportunity for people to come try her juices, you know? It's an opportunity for me to bring new merch out to people, you know what I'm saying? And it's just an opportunity for other women who just need that time away from their kids, from their husband, to come hang out and just mingle and just talk. And I just don't want it to be... I almost like want it to be like, this is really stupid, right? But I want when they come in to it be like a questionnaire and go find someone that has the same birthday as you or is the same sign as you, because it forces you to go talk.
What kind?
Have you ever
been?
You've never been to a social like that? Yeah, it's
Girl, I don't go to a lot of events.
This was a long time ago, but like, trust me, I've tried to self-care things, a lot of that whole getting myself right, you know? So I went to an event that was pretty cool. It was just to kind of teach you how to like be a better communicator.
Got it.
And so this was like this, you just picked up the sheet, right? And on there it said, go find someone that, you know, whose birthday is the same as yours. So then you're kind of like, hey, my name's Mariswole, blah, 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 blah. So when's your birthday? You know what I'm saying? And you just start talking and then you're like, no shit. And then it's like, oh, and then your conversation leads, well, what else do you like doing? And then you look on the sheet and it's like, what? Well, you and I have this in common. And then, so you just create a new friend without even like realizing it. So I remember I did that. I think I was like in my early 20s. I don't know what I was going through. I think I was trying to figure out like a career.
Yeah.
It was like, okay,
but it helped.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I know I like the criminal justice system, but I know I like teaching too. And I know I love sign language. I don't really know, bitch, but go find yourself or something, because you need to figure life out.
Ooh, are people going to have a little microphone so they can like pass it around and ask questions?
Yes, I'd like to do that.
Marissa, you know, and then just ask a question.
I do want to do that. I want to do like a little Q&A. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't know what type of person, if there's going to be a guest or no guest, but I thought maybe the first part of it would be just Marissa and I, and maybe just for the last 30 minutes, because we don't want to make it too long for people to be sitting there and then be like, bitch, you're just talking for a long time, you know?
Can't go Rogan on a live podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
So I want to keep it not too long, because I want that to be an opportunity for us to mingle with other people. I want a suggestion box too. Like I want for you guys to tell me like what you guys would like to hear more on the podcast, things that y'all don't really enjoy, because constructive criticism is also good criticism. You know, that's how we improve. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way you can get better, you know? And so I feel all that is great. You know what I'm saying? Like to hear it back. So stay tuned. That is going to be in June. So we don't know what date exactly in June, but I know it's going to be in June. And you know, if you're a mom who doesn't get out much, this is gonna be that day.
How many people can you fit?
I think we're gonna do 25 comfortably.
Because Connie's had some events there and she's had a lot of people. But what she did was she brought those I don't know, they're almost like benches, and so you unfold them and it was just rows and rows. So yeah, I mean, it might be more, but I think 25 is a good number. I think
my uncle has a lot of chairs because he used to have one of those party rental things. So I'm going to see if they still have them. I don't know if they got rid of them or not. But we'll have to find someone that has like party chairs so we can get them, you know, then maybe that's how we figure out how many can actually... We tested to see how many can sit there, but are we totally just having this meeting while the podcast?
I know, right?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
But yeah, so there's so much that I
crazy. I was telling Marisol, this girl that I know, she delivers coffee, and we hooked up yesterday, and she's like, before you leave, I want to pray with you. I feel like I need to pray with you. And you know, for me, I'm
Marissa,
just like,
do you have a hickey on your neck?
No, I just scratched myself.
Ooh, you gotta put it on blast on the show.
No, girl, I don't have a hickey. I'm kind of funny about stuff like that, but lately I've just been like, nah, it's all good, man. What is it gonna hurt? It's
I'm
not
the
like
exact
she's saying,
same way.
It's not like she's saying, now I'm gonna put a curse on you before you leave. She's just like, I just want to pray with you and whatever. And I just felt like everything she said, I was like, I kind of needed that.
Yeah.
That's happened to me before.
Don't lose your fire. Don't, you know, but it was all like in a Christian way, but it was kind of
it's okay. I feel like sometimes that's like,
why do we got to be weirded out by that?
It's weird, right?
It is,
why do we get weirded out by people that say, "Can I pray for you?"
Well, that whole term and that all of that has been like commandeered by like this one segment of people that seem like they're all really evangelical Bible thumpers, and people are just like, "Oh, stay away," for some reason. And
I hate people that are. I'm going to tell you, my friend Iris, who. It was weird, and I don't even know if she really did this on purpose or not, right? But this was a girl that I met in high school. I know she's my friend since high school, right? You obviously lose touch with people. You don't talk, whatever, after. Anyway, I remember, so I think she was like, she used to sing for theater. And I think this is how I met her, because I don't really remember how we started talking. But the weird thing is the connection was that she was raised the same religion as me. Mm-hmm. And so I had never met anybody who was not from my church that was also that same religion and understood 100% the same things that, because she was surprised that I was on the dance team. And I just told her that my parents, once I turned 15, they just kind of let me start deciding which way I kind of wanted to take life. You know what I'm saying? As far as religion is concerned, And we started talking. I just remember she would always say she was dating the pastor's son, right? But he was kind of lost at the time. Wasn't really like, he'd be in the church, not in the church. And they'd break up and she'd be heartbroken and she'd be like, but I'm praying for him. I know that God's going to touch his heart and bring him back. And I used to be like, oh my God. just like every person at church praying for their man. He ain't coming back, girl. Crazy thing is, she reached out to me. Oh. She was following me and I didn't know she was following me, right? Yeah. And she said, hey, I see that you take your daughter to We Rock the Spectrum. Yeah. She's like, and our church just opened up a place where you can bring your child. And she's like, it's free. And she goes, and I know you love coffee. And they have the best coffee at our coffee shop in the church. It's true, y'all. I legit get to church early so I can get my coffee there. I ain't gonna lie. So anyway, so I was like, oh, that's what's up. I was like, well, how much do they charge? Like, nope, it's free. And I was like, all right. Here's the weirder part. I had just started talking to Pete about, hey, listen, I'm not really trying to push a religion on you or anybody else. Like, but I was raised in church. I loved going to Sunday school. I didn't like it as I got older, but I loved Sunday school, right? I loved my Sunday school teacher. I said, I'd like from the girls to know that there's somebody higher up. I was like, and whether I don't want to push it on them, but whether they decide to continue, that's going to be on them. I said, but I want them to start going to church. I need that. And I said, and I'm okay if you don't want to go, because I know that you're not about church, Yeah. He's like, no, I'm down to go. I was like, okay, cool. Well, how weird that she goes to Second Baptist, and she had just reached out to me for the sake of the playground place, but really, was it for the playground place?
No, girl, was to get you in the door.
And it's weird that I was already talking to this with Pete, but yet she but here's what I love about her versus somebody who's holy. I don't want to say that. I don't want to use that term because, see, I'm being judgmental, but somebody who's a Bible thumper, I guess we can say that. Okay. She did it in a way where it's very inviting. And she said, let me know. I will walk you through the church. I will show you where everything is. It wasn't like, hey, are you coming this Sunday? I haven't seen you at church. It's like, I'm going to show you where everything is. Church is open for you. Come whenever you like. Yeah. Well, I never see her now at church because the church is so big, right? Yeah. But her husband, who is the guy that she prayed for when she was in high school.
No, she's like, she was doing her witchcraft when no one's looking.
And he's a pastor for the Spanish service at Second Baptist. And so I just thought it was crazy, right? And I just feel like that's the kind of people that I think probably have a better calling to get people to come to church because they're not so pushy. Yeah. They don't scare you or try to like judge you and say, you should really consider coming to church. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that, and she'll reach out here and there and say, hey, I'm praying for you and your sister, because I asked her, I said, can you please pray for my sister? You know what I'm saying? Because they have prayer lines, right? So I just said, hey, can you pray for my sister? And so she'll send me a message. We're like, we're continuing to pray for your sister. How's she doing? I'm like, thank you, I'll call the prayer line at Second Baptist, ask for, for them to pray for my sister. And so little things like that. And it's weird because, certain people sometimes get put in your life and it's like, this was happening right now. Is that why?
Yeah. And it was crazy because I went out of my way to find her because she used to work for me at the Caboose, but she decided that she wanted to do her own thing. So I was like, cool, that's fucking badass. So she had been doing markets and she was delivering coffee. And so she found herself a little spot where it's a food truck, but they allowed her to set up her coffee. Oh. So it's a really good setup. So I went over there. So she's got her hours on the internet and all that stuff. So I went over there and she wasn't there. I was like, fuck, where are you? Yeah. So she was back closer to downtown where she lives. And I was like, fuck it, I'm driving 15 minutes back into downtown. And because I wasn't going to not have that coffee. Yeah. So, and then she's like, I'm out of whipped cream. I was like, God damn it. Now I got to stop at the store and get my own whipped cream. So I went and I got her. And then Aiden didn't have any clothes on because we just dropped off Isaiah at school. So I had to go in there and he had underwear on only, underwear and chanclas. So I got the whipped cream. And then me and her were out there for about an hour. Just talking, and she was just, she was telling me everything that she's doing, and I went looking for that girl. She prayed for me for like, I don't know, God, it was a long ass fucking prayer, but it was a good prayer.
It's weird, right?
It was a
coincidence.
I think not.
Yeah, I went out of my way to find. I was like, God damn it, no.
It's weird how shit happens. That's what I'm saying. It was like for me this morning. I was like, this is weird. I never get up at the crack of dawn, right? Yeah. But I knew that I had so much to do today that I needed to make sure that my eyelash appointment was like first thing in the morning, right? To the point where it was like the way the schedule was going to happen to where Penny was going to have to go with Pete to drop off Mickey. And that's when I said, just let Luisa come in today for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
That way it's not everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We were stressing ourselves out more figuring out how the schedule could happen. Mm-hmm. And Pete had things to do also. Today's his mom's birthday. I said, you need to take her to go do
happy birthday, Mama Bling.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mama Bling. You need to take her to go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had just told her, I told him, I said, let's just let her come in. And because again, we're going out of town this weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm excited, nervous. And I was just telling Pete, I was like, why are we in a time right now where you're like, you can't really talk about like anything because it's like everybody attacks you because they sent us this.
Why though? You know, like all I tell you is just be careful because, everybody has an agenda.
Yeah.
But it's an opportunity. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's an opportunity, man.
And here's another thing. I also don't want to be labeled. I don't like labels. You know what I'm saying? For myself, you know?
Other than bad bitch,
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. That's all.
Boss babe.
I hope we didn't offend any boss babes out there.
I'm gonna just sip my
What about that meme that I sent you?
That was hilarious.
I thought about you.
I couldn't stop laughing. I showed it to Pete. He just goes, he busted out laughing. I couldn't stop.
Woo!
But go back to you're right. Labels.
But to labels. But anyway,
they're counterproductive.
Yeah. We got invited, guys, to Turning Point USA, which is a very conservative, I guess, organization, or what do you want to call them? Mm-hmm. And we got invited, and it was funny because of like we've made a media thing. If you'd like to post it, that you'll be there.
You're about to get some hate mail,
and
right?
so I just,
I was laughing so hard yesterday.
I showed it to Rob, and I said, "Why am I so afraid to post this?
You shouldn't be.
Why am I?" And then hearing Kim this morning, because she was doing her live, and people are just
ugly.
Groseros. Like they're like, does cum taste good in your mouth? They say that on the live.
On her
Here she is talking about God and just somebody, and then she's funny though because
she'd be like, it tastes like the Holy Ghost, bitch.
Yeah, because
that's what it tastes like.
It's like holy water. You need some.
She's got the Georgia accent, you know what I'm saying? So she talks, very Southern, and so she said, someone said, "We love you out here," and us Persians love you. Oh, because she said, yeah, they love to leave that the purple fruit emoji, or she said something like that.
The squash,
yeah, they always like,
or the eggplant.
Yeah, but they always like, but she didn't say what it was. She's like, yeah, they like to leave that purple emoji or whatever. And then someone said, we us Persians love you, Kim. She's like, I love them Persians too, them good Persians. I love Persians. Just the way she said it is hilarious, right? But I was just like, and she just said, I don't pay no attention to them, y'all. She goes, I'm here for a purpose. She's like, and I'm here to, to motivate you. And, she says, I'm going through the same things you are, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's true. We are all going through the same things, but in different ways. Right. And so I was just like, when am I going to get there to where I just can, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just for those who are listening.
That was a hard ass flick.
Like flick it off. Like you're not going to get to me. Right. And I was thinking about that because I've been thinking about posting the thing or not posting the thing that they made. Right. And I just said, I told Pete yesterday, I was like, why is it now that this has happened? And I think Was it on Theo Von that he said this?
I love Theo.
Yeah, no, he's hilarious.
The Border Patrol agent podcast is so good.
It was really good.
Damn near the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I had like 30 minutes left.
Yeah, it was really good. But I like that he said, back then, you would go to a baseball game. It was it on his or somebody else's? I don't know who I heard this on, okay? But the point is, back then...
They didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me?
Huh? Yeah. You'd go to a baseball game, right? If you're sitting on the side of the Astros...
Yeah.
Right? Or whoever they're playing against, right? If you turn around, if they scored, you can go, fuck yeah. And you give that person a high five, right? Because that's y'all's thing in common.
Right.
But you don't know what their religion is. Mm-hmm. You don't know where their political view is. You just know that right now, y'all agree on the Astros winning. And that's all that matters. Y'all are cool because the Astros won. And we're a team.
Everybody can be cool if you stop with these fucking stupid ass
that's what
fucking
I mean.
labels.
It's like, when did this start? This legit started happening during...
It's like we want reasons to fight.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ.
that's been my argument since day one. When people were sending me their things, I was like, I never knew you followed me for my political views.
Right.
You didn't even know them.
Right.
So before, you just assumed that we had the same political views before you started following me? You assumed? Right?
Si se puede.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God. I can't even with that. Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
Oh,
Dr. Jill.
you didn't hear
Dr. Jill giving a speech to some Latinos. Saying,
some Latinos. And she said,
meant-
si se puede.
She said, si se puede.
Who's Dr. Jill?
Bill
You better put some
Biden's-
respect on Dr. Jill's name.
Who's that?
It's Biden's wife.
The teacher? Is she a teacher?
I don't know
Like
what
a pseudo
she is.
teacher. I don't know, pseudo doctor. But her
She's not even
Instagram
a
is
doctor.
her thing is at Dr.
Remember
Dr.
when Whoopi
Biden.
said that she was a doctor? And they're like, she's a teacher.
Maybe she's a professor.
I'm telling you, man, those ladies just... Anyway,
She said
no,
si se puede instead of si se puede.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But my thing behind it is that it's like I've never been friends with anybody based on where they stood. I'm friends with you because you're good to me, or because I know you're still a good person regardless of where you stood, right? So
I don't even know that even matters. I mean, the
It
friends
doesn't.
that I've had for so long, I don't even know where the fuck they stand politically.
Which is good.
I don't give a shit.
Same. I don't care. But what I don't like is when someone tries to attack.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have. You know what I'm saying? And so
It's like the thing is like, how can you sit there and say, and remember now, it's just a political affiliation. That is like an afterthought. Like,
Totally.
who cares about that? But some people really do feel like they're better than the other person because of their political affiliation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more of like a justice warrior and a this and a that because I voted this way. And it's like, no, you're not.
Or like when I hear people say it's your responsibility to be posting about injustice things. No, it's not my responsibility, but I know what my responsibility in my community is
To treat every individual when I meet them like a human being.
Exactly.
And treat them with respect.
It's not-
And that's all I can do.
Me posting something on my social media is never, I don't know. That's why I stick to it's just about positivity. I want you to understand. Let me read this quote again, guys,
Ooh, read it.
because
Get it
Girl,
out.
because
Swiping with some fury.
be the reason someone believes in good people. I want to be that person.
Hello.
How simple.
Was Jesus a Republican or a Democrat? I need to know.
He didn't give a damn.
Probably
Thank
libertarian.
you. Thank you. Nah, he ain't no damn libertarian. That's just crazy. He wasn't nothing, girl. He was just trying to be the good to whatever the fuck. He was just trying to live what Real Talk Kim was saying.
So exactly. So that was my point. And it was almost like the talk today, this religious talk today with Real Talk Kim was like, you know what? I needed this little thing this morning because I wouldn't have been up at 7 a.m. to go watch Real Talk Kim. I would have gotten up at my regular 8:30 time that I get up, you know what I'm saying, and started my day, right? And it just would have been that, right? And it's just kind of crazy how things today, I was just like, yeah, why do I care? Why do I care if I post that I'm going to go to this event? Listen, Boo Boo,
Did they make a flyer?
They did.
Show me.
Oh, you haven't showed her yet?
I
Mofo.
haven't shown it to you.
You know, you could always archive it later. You know, you'd be like, the caption could be, thought I looked cute, might delete later.
Oh, I love gorgeous. I love it. It is beautiful.
And so I've been feeling like,
hey, look, I'm not a turning point person. Y'all know that, but I'm proud of my friend.
That's pretty cool.
And that's a good opportunity.
And so, and that's how I see it. I'm like, can I meet more people? And here's the other thing. I'm honestly going there to really educate myself even more because
how are you going to know if you don't go and experience those things?
That's
you know what
really,
I'm
excited. Like I already, I want to go buy a new journal today because I know I'm about to take
another
some
one.
notes.
Was that the 16th one that you had?
I want to go take some notes because, okay, sometimes that guy Charlie Kirk is a little bit over too.
Yeah,
a lot of them are a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just kind of feel like, oh, you got rapata. Like, just stop a little bit. Like, you don't have to be so aggressive all the time, you know?
And no, not even aggressive, just divisive, man. Because you got to remember, like, all these little talking heads, they really are just part of this big machine.
And I think sometimes
it's to divide people.
Or why do you have to always have to prove a point?
Yep.
Does that make sense? And sometimes I feel like
trying to shut down. And a lot of their YouTube videos are like, so-and-so shuts down so-and-so and so-and-so shuts. It's like, why do we got to shut people down, man? Let's just hear what they have to say. And, you know, you can't shut people down. You just have to have a better argument or better.
To play devil's advocate, though, sometimes you do need to, like, there is a better argument than the other. And that has to be highlighted.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. But sometimes I feel like... And they be attacking them hard. I ain't gonna lie. They be telling them off. And the fact that they've got the thickest skin is amazing because they tell them all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So he is having a block party the day we get there. Mm-hmm. And so I'm curious. He's going to talk. He's going to have a talk. And I'm just curious. And so I almost
so are you going to speak?
No.
That looks like a speaker.
Hell nah. And that's what I told Pete. I was like, I was so afraid that this was going to be a speaking thing because I don't know enough. I'm coming here
with you.
Listen, I'm going here I want to learn because I really want to hear. Because whatever they're going to talk about, you best believe I'm going to write it down and then I'm going to go do my little research on it. And then you're going to talk about what? Okay, cool. I'm going to write that down. That's why I'm getting me a new little journal today. And it's going to be in my purse and I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to... Y'all, this is not a game.
What I was going to say earlier when Marissa brought up, or you were talking about how you think you're getting better at, your what do you want to call it? Temper or, not going from 0 to 100. Yeah, like you've been more objective and you told her like you're better at listening. Basically, that's what I gathered. And I think we're all doing, speaking for me and you, because I hang out with you a lot, is we all have 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So we're choosing to listen more than we speak. And I think that's
the goal, man.
That's how the Rogan effect is that you were talking about is like he realizes he's listening more. He's not just ready to reply to somebody. He's always listening and actually, forming a thought and then speaking versus like trying to bash or shut somebody down right away.
Man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it is divisive to always be trying to slam dunk on somebody and always try to, again,
or why do you always have to attack? You don't have to attack.
Conversation rules the nation, man.
I feel like instead, I feel like if sometimes people, and I don't get these, it looks like the followers.
Shit, I want to post that in my story.
Hey, listen, so I feel like the people that follow me now are just, they're kind of more like, this is who she is, and we're okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't push anything down anyone's throat except positivity and how to be better. And because I'm working on all those things.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, all of these dumbass labels that we have, they really don't matter.
Nothing.
It's like and I think that's what we always forget. It's like, at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters, man. We're on this planet together. Let's stop trying to tell the other person that your suffering isn't real just because we haven't experienced it. And let's try to say, what can we do? Yeah. How can we help you? How can we understand you? Like, I don't think we try to understand each other at all. We always just want to tell the other person, you're wrong for feeling that way. Mm-hmm. You're wrong because I never experienced that. And you're wrong. All the reasons why they're wrong. Mm-hmm. And we're not trying to figure out ways to just kind of understand each other.
Off subject real quick. Shout out to Jackson Brew because that's what donated this cold brew.
Oh my goodness, Jesus.
Jackson Brew with the cold brew.
Yes,
she came through. She just surprised me one day. We were leaving out of town, and she said, "Hey, can I come drop off some cold brew?" I said, "You sure can. Come drop that off, girl." And I was telling her though that I'm not saying this because she's my friend and this is her business, but legit, ever since I started drinking her cold brew, it's hard for me to drink the cold brew at Starbucks.
I'm telling you, corporate coffee sucks, man.
And the only cold brew that I'll drink there is the nitro.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's better than their cold brew. Mm-hmm. But her cold brew is so good. Like from from start. Like you don't need to me. I don't feel like I need to add anything to it.
It's fantastic.
It's really good.
That was,
I did, but I mixed this with the stuff I have in there. But going back to what you were saying, Marissa, I agree. And
we just gotta understand try to understand each other, because we're not gonna completely understand each other. Again, think about living in a house with your family, right? I'm sure you and your sister, even though y'all have the same blood running through your veins, even though you came from the same neighborhood and have the same parents, you had totally different experiences in that same house. Like your perspectives and the way you experience things it's going to be different. So how can we understand every single person if we're not even the same with the people that we grew up with? You know what I mean? It's just, we're always trying to sit there and tell somebody how they're wrong. And we just have to understand that, you know what? I just don't get it. Yeah. I want to get it. I want to try to get it.
And honestly, that's really why I'm so open to attending their event, is because I do, if I voted
now, if the DNC reached out to you, girl, would you go? Take me with you.
I think I would go, because I would want to see. Yeah. I would want to see what they're talking about. Like, okay, let me see if I agree with you here.
What are some Democrat organizations? Like, I don't even know.
I don't think there are any.
There's definitely some.
Oh, honey, there's got to be. But yeah, I mean, I get it. You want to go, you want to experience it, and you want to. And if somebody else invites you, that's something totally different.
Yeah,
that's another opportunity.
And I just, Rob's like, yeah, I can't think of it.
I want to just name all these late night shows. Like they're all.
There's got to be, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be.
I don't know of any. And guys, how I told you how I found them was when I was first doing my research. I had already subscribed to their newsletter through my email, and I didn't want nobody to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just kind of like, well, what is this about? You know what I'm saying? What is going on? Yeah. I was just like slowly, and it was funny because I remember P had told me to follow somebody. He's like, you should really follow. I was like, oh, I already followed them. You do? How come you never told me about, I don't even know which account it was. I was like, well, I don't know. I was just kind of like doing my own research.
See what's out there,
I was like,
get my feet wet.
I was just trying to really educate myself. And then it was funny because that Real Talk Kim has said that she had to get her little self together around the age of 40, right? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, I don't want for my kids to get it together at the age of 40. So if I can kind of start, it starts at home, right? And it's weird because even though my parents, my mom always, like I've said, my mom has always voted Republican. She's always been a little bit more conservative. We've never agreed, right? My sister has also.
Yeah. Girl, I was in that lane for a long time.
For us, it was a very divided household in the way we stood because I didn't agree with him. You know what I'm saying? And I would always tell my sister, how dare you even vote that way, being that mom and dad are immigrants, you know? And so she was like, well, how dare you vote that way, being that? And she'd have her reasons, right? And so it was
perspectives,
and it was crazy. And I was like, I wondered where she got that, because we grew up with the same mom and dad. We didn't grow up with like step parents or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got a different outlook on life.
Isn't that? And it's like you said, it's in the same household. And funny when I told my sister, we started talking. She's like, "Duh, I've been knowing that," and I was just like,
"Yeah,
shut up." You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then she gave me her reasons why she felt that she could never vote that way. Because I finally took the time to listen. I closed my mouth and I finally took the time to listen versus arguing with her about not voting a certain way, right? And it was kind of like, that's what's up. Okay, I see. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Those are your reasons. Okay. Again,
and then I even thought to myself too, because, you know, I started off as a Republican for 10, 11 years. And then now I'm a Democrat, and I've been that for probably the same, maybe 10 years. And I was thinking,
but you voted Republican this year.
Oh, I do it all the time. I've voted for Dan Crenshaw. I've never voted like a straight ticket.
Yeah, I don't either. But you know, I even when I voted Democrat, I never voted. I just thought about that the other day.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what. And I was thinking to myself too. I was like, do I change my registration again? But then I said, I'm kind of at the point where I don't feel like it even matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to do that. But I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, man, and just try to make as much as an informed decision as I can. And that's that, man. But I don't think those things really even matter anymore.
Yeah, and I just think like if you're listening to this, guys, I know we always say this is not a political podcast. It for some reason turns to that because it seems like regular life.
I don't think enough chicks talk about this.
Not like this.
I don't think they do.
No,
you don't, because
I don't listen to it. The sad thing
again,
is,
I don't always want to talk about woman power. Like I get so sick of that.
You're about to say you don't listen to a lot of chicks?
Oh,
I don't listen to a lot of female podcasters.
Yeah,
because of that reason. Like I don't want to talk about
annoying.
mom life all day long.
Mom life and dildos, maybe sex talk and mom talk is like the main thing.
Yeah, I just don't want to all day long. Like I already live it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I live
that
all
dildo
day.
life.
Yeah,
you know, like it's so real to you. You know,
like I found this one called "Horrible Decisions." Horrible Decisions.
Oh yeah,
Don't need to listen to that.
Yep.
And I was like, what is this?
They're
it was
fucking insane.
Because what I did was I looked up #female podcasters, and because I was just wanting to find more female podcasters, I want to connect with more podcasters. Like I feel like supporting.
Whitney Cummings has one, and it's hilarious.
Really, I can't. I don't really.
But she's a comedian.
I don't like her anymore.
Yeah.
I used to, but
why?
she's
What
too
happened to her?
much.
What'd she do?
She's just too much of a lefty.
She's too much.
Shit, I don't know.
And then she's just got too much for me. She was funny as fuck before, but she again.
This whole pandemic lockdown thing really, because I listened to.
It brought out the crazy in people.
It really
right?
did, dude. I would listen to that. What is it? What's her podcast?
That's Whitney Cummings.
Yeah. But what
about Bloodbath? Have you heard Bloodbath? Bobby Lee's girlfriend.
Oh.
And then it's two comedians. I can't remember their fucking.
I listen to Tiger Belly, but I don't listen to.
I love Tiger Belly.
Bobby Lee or something.
Bobby Lee's my guy, man. He's
him.
like, when I was 8 years old, I was brutally molested by a guy with Down syndrome. Oh,
I think he'd be my friend.
I love Bobby Lee.
I know he's so out there, but
Theo Von and just all those funny weirdos.
Theo Von could be a little dark sometimes, and when he goes dark, I'm always like,
boo, you can't have the comedy without the dark.
Hey, but
boo.
wait, but when he goes dark, I'm always like, fuck yeah, he's so right. Because it makes you like, that is true,
You
right?
know what else Theo is, though? A good fucking listener.
Great listener.
Yes,
Because
he's a great listener.
you never know really where he stands. He just lets people talk.
I thought you were going to say you don't know where he's going to go. And like, yeah, you also don't know
and
where
you don't know where he's going to go, but he's a good listener, man.
He was telling the story on, it was an old podcast. I think he was on Tim Dillon, but he was talking about how he had taken...
Loved Tim Dillon.
Loved Tim Dillon.
Oh, no. I think it was on Joey. I think he was on coke, he said. And he said that he had gotten up there and the chair would squeak. This guy in a wheelchair, his chair was squeaking and he thought somebody was making fun of him. So he got pissed and was fucking clowning the guy in the wheelchair. I could picture that. I see him sitting because he sits when he does his comedy, right?
Yeah.
So I pictured him sitting and him just like, because you're on cocaine, right? I don't know what it's like to be on cocaine, but I picture somebody on coked out and then because I've tripped on acid before. I know that thing.
Where were you all my life?
Dude,
God damn
Did you hear the other one where he was talking about how he threw a Christmas party in February?
No.
And he was coked out of his brain, locked himself out of the apartment. and then his landlord comes in, lets him in, and then he opens the door and realizes there's nobody there but just him with music and banners and stuff.
Damn, he threw a party for himself.
And he had left the blender on and it was smoking in the apartment. And then Joe's laughing, dying. He's like, man, how long ago was he? He goes, oh, dude, this was last year. It was so funny.
It's stuff like that. And that's what I mean. Really, guys, we're all just
like
trying to
funny
live.
I
we're
just
all
like
trying to live,
a whole
man.
mix of everything, man. You can't take yourself too serious. You can't be all fucking political all the time and all. It's just,
it's not me. Like I'm
we're
not.
a mixed bag, man.
I can't be like that.
I can't be talking about boss babes and women empowerment all the time.
I can't.
I'm sick of that shit.
I can't all the time either. That's why I'm saying like it's so hard for me to find female podcasts because that's why sometimes I feel like I'm so like tomboy. I mean, I kind of was growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's why I kind of like me and guys, I end up being friends with guys so much because it's so hard for me to like be friends with females. I sent Marissa a text the other day. I was like, I just want you to know that it's really hard for me to make friends with people. Like, I just don't.
Nobody ever wants to be my friend because of my chip too.
I'm so stupid.
You're so dumb. Nobody notices.
No one even knows. But I was like, I was sitting there, I was laughing about something that she and I were talking about. Like, you know how you remember things? And I just like, I remember thinking like, at my age, I don't really make friends. Like, does that make sense? Like,
Totally.
do you make new friends?
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah, same.
Damn.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of like, I already have my friends. Like, I don't need new friends. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel. And so it was funny because I was like, it's so weird how you can be you can meet someone just randomly because we would have never met had it not been for Connie.
Connie. Yeah.
And I met Connie because I got invited to be a judge at the Texans cheerleader thing.
Right.
And so it was funny because I was just like, and she and I just clicked so well. And it's hard for me to click with someone because I feel like
after the first conversation, I was like, Connie, she's got to be on Queen is Dead.
Yeah.
And Connie she said, no, bitch. She said, fuck you.
I was on there.
Fuck.
But that's the thing. I'm always like, I feel like I'm weird, right? And I feel like the way sometimes I feel about certain things, people don't get, or they don't get my humor. You know what I'm saying? So like, for me, it's like, are they gonna be fucking judgy? But and that's really why I felt like Pete was my homie, my soulmate, because he's just as fucked up as
Dude, it's funny you asked that because we moved into this new neighborhood, and the first thing I thought was like, man, do I have to make friends with these neighbors?
Yeah.
You know?
I know, man. It's fucking crazy. Hey, but this was the meme. So all the 90s/2000 club hoes are all realtors now? Okay. I see your hustle, bitch. I see it.
That's so funny.
I see your hustle. I can't. Woo! 99 and 2000, bitch. I remember you was in them cages, bitch. Now you're selling property.
Oh my God.
And property that's not, inside of her skirt.
Oh, that's fucked up, bro. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
When she says,
That's funny.
See what I'm saying?
That's that dark shit. You need to have friends like that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. And it's hard to find somebody that kind of like
without getting offended.
Without like it happening like that.
That's why all my friends are fucked up because I know they can't judge me. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you can't judge me because you're fucked up too, huh? I know your secrets.
It's funny because it's like it's hard. Like even as adults, you start to like really kind of like. Okay, I've been trying. I really want to. I think Rob, since I've met you, I told you I've been wanting to do like these events, right?
Yes.
Man,
I always text Marissa, and I'm like, Marissa, we should really go to this event, right? And so I'll always ask Connie first because Connie is so social.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, hey, Connie, have you been to this one before? She's like, yeah, this one was more about real estate. I don't really know what you're looking for, but she'll never talk like bad about any of these organizations. She'll just say
she's so damn professional.
Yeah, she is. She'll just tell you what they're focused on, and then she'll say, so if that's what you're looking for, then it might be for you, right? But she won't say like it was fucking stupid.
Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. She'll just tell you like, yes, I've been to one of them, but whatever. And that's the thing. Like, I know that as adult, being social is important. You have to meet more people. Mm-hmm. That's how you're more well versed. That's how you get to understand other people. And I think that kind of when life starts to happen, you do less of that, and you kind of only keep either it's you and your husband or you and the people who you've known most of your life. Yep. You just don't kind of expand. And I feel like. Right now, I feel like I need to expand. Like I need to meet more people because I feel like...
And it doesn't always have to be like a personal, tell them everything. But it's just, like
of course. Like, what's up?
Just networking.
Right? Just like the day that when I met her, it took a lot for me to go to that. You have no idea. Like Connie had already invited me to several of her other events. Mm-hmm. And I told Pete, I said, even if I get there late, I am going to go to this event because I was like... how am I ever going to network with other women and support other women's businesses and vice versa if I don't ever go out there and kind of like, you know what I'm saying, support these events, you know? And I just remember going, and then it was funny because it was at a funeral home.
Yeah, it was.
A funeral home. What is that? Like a hall? Is that what it is?
Something like that.
It's like where they have the after.
Yeah, like the reception hall in the back. Mm-hmm.
So then I'm feeling dumb when I pull up, and I'm like, hey, Connie, I think I'm at the wrong spot. I came to a funeral home. No, girl, you're at the right spot. And then I was like, yep, this is my kind of people. I'm
at the right people spot. Everywhere.
And it was cool because you had a bunch of women with their businesses there. You know what I'm saying? And so she made an event for girls who are selling things. I met Kim there also. I met her, and then I met Myra too there. That's where I met
Myra's
her too.
Cool.
But Myra, I had met her also. She reached out to me through DM first because I was having a baby and she wanted to send me stuff, and she hooked me up. Like with Penny, she has a lot of stuff. But so that's why I think it's important. Sometimes I feel like you just kind of have to like put your little fears aside or whatever it is, your little phobia.
Myra's come to the Juice Caboose many times after our party, so I like Myra.
Myra's dope. Yeah, and Myra's she talks like this. And, you should see her social media, boy. Her personal. She be on fire. Yeah, and I texted her the other day.
But she always rolls up with a stash, bitch.
Hey,
that's all I know.
Hey, but the day I sent her the screenshot that you had sent me about her, I said, Myra, never in a million years would I have thought this was you. And I'm not going to call her out in case, I don't want to say what she said just in case she doesn't want for business purposes, right? Because so many people are afraid to say where they stand because they don't want to ruin business, so I don't want to do that to her. But it was just hilarious, and she was just
say the name of her business.
Yeah, I'm not. And then they were just she was calling out, what I'm saying? And it was hilarious because if you meet her,
she's calling out snowflakes.
Yeah, she's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty. She's got a cute body. She's tall, and so then you know what I'm saying. So she's very nice, and she talks like this, and it's okay, don't worry. You know what I'm saying? That's her personality. But then you see her social media, her Facebook post, or as Kim calls it, fake book.
Oh, Kim too, man. She talks a lot of shit.
No. I'm talking about Kim, real talk Kim.
Oh.
She called it fake book. She goes, y'all on that social media?
Yep.
Y'all want to be living their life on that fake book? Then keep living the life of the fake book.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Right? Yep. I was like, I'm calling it the fake book now.
Yep.
And anyway, so it's funny because she just be letting people have it on there. And I said, well, that's not what her Instagram looks like. She goes, girl, you need to follow her on Facebook. It's hilarious. But I don't get on I don't do Facebook. I can't stand it.
No.
So
just business purposes.
Same. I have a Facebook page, and it was where I posted my Zumba classes, and
Yeah, the way I see it, if they're going to make money off of us, because that's what we are the product they make money off of. I mean, we're going to use it for the same purpose. We're going to advertise. We're going to do the same shit that they do.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, so I don't use Facebook. I haven't been.
But that's where I put my stupid ass memes, though. I need somewhere to release this idiotness.
You're not going to put an IG up ever?
Personal?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I only tag her Juice Caboose.
Yeah. All right.
I don't blame you because it's hard to manage. A lot of
That's
accounts.
too much.
It is.
That's too much work.
It's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's too much.
We talked. I had my frustration last week, and then Dawn texted me about her Planoly not working. I was like,
"Oh yeah,
what is that?"
It schedules posts for you already, so you don't ever have to mess with it. And so it was funny because right before she texted, I was pissed in the car. We were driving. I said, well, what am I paying for this then? If it's not even gonna get, I was ranting to Pete, right? And then Dawn texted. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Look, see, I went like this. I'm like, look, even Dawn's having this issue. She's like, and I said, and she's got the paid version too. She's not even the free one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pete's free version is working with no problem.
All day, every day.
And I'm just like, and I'm over here paying for the damn, professional version of this thing. So it was hilarious. And I was just like, oh my God. And then we were like texting back and forth. So did yours post? Nah, mine didn't go through either. See, mine. I
think she emailed them.
Yeah, she got an answer from them. So mine's working now. I don't know, but I did notice when it wasn't posting, my little icon where it shows you which account you're on or whatever. It wasn't my regular icon. It was like a colored icon versus my logo. So I knew something was up. We were driving. I couldn't figure it out. I was just pushing the post, they're already in there. I was just pushing them so that I didn't have to mess with it. But it's funny, right? It's just like these are the things that
the little things.
First world problems.
Exactly.
First world problems.
But it's like this, you're trying to run a business, you're trying to be productive, right? And life is hectic. You want to worry about one less thing. And that's kind of the life we're living in is easy. Like we just want everything easy. We don't want to have to really work, interact anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, can I put money behind it? Great. Like yesterday, I was so proud of my little ad. I forgot that I had put money behind one of my posts.
Oh my goodness.
And so I was just sitting there and you know what I'm saying? I was like pressing the stories, you know how you're just doing this. And then I said, hey, that's me. I was like, hey, that's my ad. I was like, I was curious as to why my picture was on, it was like a story ad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, where you can swipe up.
Yeah. And I was just like, what? Who did that? And I'm like, you dumbass, that was you. Yep. I totally forgot that I put money behind a post to promote. So it's
all
like
good, man. It's just this crazy rat race. We're just trying to reach that level of independence.
Exactly.
Where we can just, make residual income by sitting by the pool.
And that's the thing.
That's all I want to do.
And I want to help other women be able to do that. So that's the reason why I feel like our live podcast would give an opportunity for other women, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, or maybe you're wanting to become one, you're just afraid to like take that leap. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this will allow you to like hear other women, talk to other women.
Oh, you're going to fail. You're going to fail, bitch. Yeah. But guess what?
A lot of
Write it out, ho.
We all did.
Yeah, exactly.
Write it out.
You learned a lot of lessons, and and then you just kind of move on, and you know what to do and not to do what works. But I ordered my canopy so I could do my little. I already ordered my canopy, so
look at you.
So I will be doing a pop-up May 2nd at the Hip Hop Vintage Festival.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be my first one. And then I'm going to keep doing them all the way through until I have this baby, because I have downtime.
Yeah.
And there's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going anywhere. And so I keep saying I'm going to that's why I told myself, I said I'm going to stay focused on growing my business, not just through social media, but actually interaction with real people. You know what I'm saying? Versus just promoting on social media. I want to meet people. I want to meet the people who buy my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop by and tell me like, oh, I bought, oh my God, guys, wait, I do have a story about that in Lubbock. Y'all, if this lady is listening, because she says she listens to the podcast.
What?
She came up to buy merch, right? And she says, you didn't bring any of your stuff? I'm like, no, I didn't bring any of mine this time. I was like, I just brought Chingos, right? And she goes, oh, she's like, I was wearing
Girl, not everybody wants his stuff. People want your stuff too.
Well,
shit.
I have two stories that are funny to tell you guys about that. And then, which is hilarious, right? Because I'm always like, no one's going to want to buy my shit anyway. Why am I going to pack it? Sometimes I'll just take one style of t-shirt that I know that most women will like. That, and it's funny because the, La Patrona and El Patron, right? People were buying it thinking it was Chingo's brand, had no idea that it's from my brand. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. I didn't mind. I know that y'all are wearing my label anyway, so it didn't matter, So to me, it was like, whatever. Y'all are buying it. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? He is I and I am him, so it doesn't make a difference. Entity. Yeah, exactly. So
what's his is yours and what's yours is yours.
Yeah. All the time.
We won. Whatever's mine is my baby's too. Right. But I was wearing these earrings that I used to sell on my website, right? And she said, do you have those anymore? She goes, oh, sold out really fast. I'm like, yeah. I said, those didn't last. And she's like, I know, because I bought these. And I was like,
oh, that feels so good.
Wearing my stuff. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt good, right? Okay.
Feeling like Kendra Scott.
Yeah. But now, the thing is,
you got to take me to the merch location, because all that shit is fucking fantastic.
So, but I wanted to be able to brand my stuff. So that's my goal. So I'm hoping to be able to brand my stuff versus just, having a person, my wholesaler who I purchased this from. And then, I turn around, I'm upscaling my stuff. So my sunglasses will be that I'm releasing on April 14th, 15th. I'm sorry. Those will be a more upscale. The pouches actually are nice. They're going to get branded on there. I'm dropping those off after we're done with this podcast. Okay. So, I don't want for it to always... Oh, excuse me. That was a hard sneeze.
God
Damn.
Bless you, girl. God bless you.
I don't want it to always just be like someone, I'm buying from someone.
You want to be the plug one day.
Yeah, I want to be the plug, and I want to be able to have my stuff branded. And so that's what I'm working on, and that's where I'm going. Anyway, I was checking in people at the Lubbock show, right? And this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, did you bring any of your merch? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
God, he was going to buy it for his boo.
He said,
damn.
My wife said I could only come if I brought back merch.
Damn.
If I bought her some merch from you. He's like, there's nothing, like nothing. I was like, I didn't bring nothing.
Look,
I was like, I'm sorry. Ears. I was like, and he's like, I was like, you can go on my website. I was like, and buy her something and maybe tell her I sold out of everything. And, she's like, nah. So then he came in through the line to take a picture with Chingo or with Pete. And he's like, hey, can you send her a shout out video, please?
Aww.
He's like, since you didn't bring no merch, can you please do it? Just tell her, like, hope you can come next time. I was like, all right. And I was just thinking, like,
damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good that there's women out there who support my husband and are supporting me at the same time. So those are the people that I want to meet. That is my purpose of wanting to, excuse me, man. Those are the people that I want to like meet.
Girl,
whenever.
You got a pubic hair in there or what?
Something.
I hate when that happens. Takes all day for it to come out.
Sucia.
And then
so anyway, so it was nice, right? And so that's when I was telling Pete, I was like, that's why I want to have these socials. That's why I want to have this live podcast.
It's true.
I want to meet the women that follow me, whose husbands also follow you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they don't even know who you are, but they're just following me because they randomly found me. You know what I'm saying? I want to meet those women, and those are the women I want to help empower any way that I can. You know,
there's a lot of badass women in this world, man, and they don't get enough. They're not celebrities, and they're not, but they're busting their ass, man. They're doing their thing,
exactly.
Taking care of kids and shit.
Exactly. That's a hard job.
I wouldn't go as far as saying most women. All right, Marissa, a lot.
Well, a lot. I think there's a lot of cool bitches out there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of women out there who we don't know about, and they're just killing it. And they don't need validation from Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah.
They don't need the like and brag about, where they're going, how they're going, how much they're making.
Yeah, there's something appealing about those CEOs out there that are multimillionaires, even billionaires, and don't have a social presence. They're just completely behind the scenes of things.
I don't know, man.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I'd love to meet somebody like that.
I want to get to that point because I'm just get so tired of posting.
Same. It's exhausting. I'm telling y'all, I sat there with Ilse the other day. Bless her heart. I have been today, since I'm going that direction, I'm going to go buy her a coffee from Tenfold, a gift card from Tenfold, because she sat there after our photo shoot and listened to me rant for like 30 minutes because I was so overwhelmed with social media. And I just told her, I said, I don't know that I can continue to do this. I was like, this is becoming too much. Like, I try to understand the algorithms and, I try to understand like, okay, so I put money behind this one, so more people saw this. Great. Okay, more people like this kind of post. And it's just like, I can't. I'm about to be 40. I can't. I got to hire some little high schooler that can do this for me.
I know, man.
Some little social media. They're on their phone all day long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but I need someone that gets it. Like, I thought to myself, well, maybe I could start paying Mickey to do it, right? That could be her little job. Start posting for me. But she's 12, so she's gonna think things that are cool on TikTok are cool to post, which they're not. My audience is 25 through, believe it or not, y'all, 55.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, what? 55? Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Rare.
Y'all the ones that y'all probably teach me some shit. Can I have y'all on my podcast?
Yeah, y'all need to come on, man.
Yeah, we do need to have a sexpert on here. Give us some of those
secrets.
I want to bring Beth back on, which is the owner of the boutique. The boutique.
Her. Oh wait, I was gonna say her.
Darling Way.
That's Mariswole.
Yeah, Darling Way.
Darling Way. Okay.
So I want to bring her on. I want her to promote her boutique, but I want her to talk about sex. Really, to be honest with you, because I'm telling y'all, guys, y'all are gonna be like, what? She makes sex so beautiful to where you don't feel like eating booty hole is even dirty. She makes even eating booty hole. It's all about
perspective.
She makes eating booty hole look gorgeous.
Throw some jelly on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how she makes it seem. Because like she's just so open-minded. I was like, every time I hear her talk, I'm like, I bet men love having sex with her because she's so open-minded. And and I think a lot of times as women,
the word you were looking for was freak. Yeah. She's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to call her.
She might not even like that word.
I don't think she likes that word. She really likes for you to, for her, sex is more emotional. And I don't know that sex is emotional for every female. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I can make you feel a certain type of emotion.
I don't know that I attach emotion with sex.
Well, it just depends. And it's funny. I'm not going to say the name. But a friend of mine, we were talking not that long ago, and she said that if she doesn't have an emotional connection, she'll only give you a blowjob. Ooh. She's got to have an emotional connection to actually have sex with you. And for me, it was always the opposite. Because I was like, bitch, I ain't going to go out of my way to help you. Like, this is about me right now. But it's crazy because even though I don't understand it, I get it. Maybe in her mind, it's just like that is so away from her, her person, that she can do that because there's no emotional connection. But for her to like actually be with you skin on skin and shit, she's got to feel that connection. We all have different experiences and perspectives, but I thought that was the first time I had ever heard that. For me, it was always the opposite.
Yeah, same. We got to be dating. Like you got to be my boo boo.
Yeah, I ain't going out of my way for you, bitch, especially if I don't know you.
Exactly.
But that's just shows you how
I didn't have to have a connection
completely
either.
different, man.
I didn't have to have. If I thought you were cute, it was cool.
Oh, that's it.
It was your selfishness.
Game on.
And
I'd be like, cool. Don't call me anymore either. I'm all right with that either, boo boo.
Bitch. And don't be calling my mom either, bitch.
Exactly. Don't call my mom Salon.
Good callback.
But anyway.
But yeah. That's
crazy,
why we're
man.
friends. We're fucked up.
But
see?
it's crazy because people look at sex. I'm telling you, we talk about this all the time. We're all fucking different.
Yeah.
And even down to like sex is just, we take in all of our different perspectives on everything.
They were talking about that. I was listening
Bitch, why
to
are you looking at the top of my head?
because your hair, you got a hair sticking up here. And I want to fix it, but I don't know how it's going to be there. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, help me.
It's funny she talk about sex because they were saying how nowadays kids think that sex is what you see on Pornhub, right? And that's like should be how your first encounter should be. And I'm like, well, damn. Well, first of all, like, I mean, you don't get those kind of privileges, little boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because but there's some girls out there who just don't care, right?
Yeah.
They'll just
they make the world go around.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, they
right?
do.
And to me, it's like if we finna do that much stuff together, like we finna be freaks like that, we have to be dating.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get that much privilege just because
true.
But it's crazy because it is true. Like so you think you're just gonna stick whatever over somebody's butt the first time,
But that all came from her trauma. Her not having that connection with her own father as a kid. And it's not till me and her have these deep conversations all the time is that you start to, okay, I get it. And
I think it's funny you say that because I think that, or I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think that the reason I never really cared to have an attachment with a man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was okay with never having a boyfriend was because my dad was such a good and present dad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My dad told us all the time how beautiful we were. My dad liked for us to be dressed up and wear mini skirts because his thing was don't be trying to wear mini skirts in your 50s.
Yeah.
Right.
His thing was like
try to be cute now, bitch.
Cute now.
Yep.
Don't be trying to do this later on. You know what I'm saying? You got to live your life, enjoy it right now so that when you're older, you're enjoying a different part of your life. You see what I'm saying? Versus my mom was a little bit more strict, so she didn't like for us to be wearing like halter tops. She felt like you're not leaving anything to the imagination, right? And my dad kind of was a little bit more open-minded. I think he felt more like, I want them to do this now. I don't want them to be looking ridiculous when they're older, because he felt like he used to always say there's stages in life, so you're gonna be probably this at some point.
Wow, he sounds so like, God.
He was.
My dad was a piece of shit.
See, my dad was more the mom, and my mom was more the dad. Does that make sense?
I didn't really search for a man because I was always the babysitter, and I just wanted to be free. and be with my friends. So I was just taking like, I feel like at home I was always had to be responsible for so many things. So when I was finally able to be out there, I just was like, where's the motherfucking party?
Yeah.
Like I can't have a boyfriend. I can't have any of these things. I need to be out there.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
Totally.
And see, for me, I feel like when I was, because I think about like when I see posts, and this is why I was analyzing the other day, I was like, why haven't I ever sat there and cried for a guy? Like to where I was depressed for a couple of months, or I might have been sad for a little bit. Like if I did, and like I said,
never did it.
I sadly, my husband's only my second serious relationship.
He's your first.
I guess technically,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it really doesn't even count.
Yeah. Because I never really took anybody else really serious. Like everybody else was like, okay, yeah, I might have dated you, but I knew I wasn't gonna have no kids with you. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I started thinking about when I see people post that, or I see some people be depressed, right?
I've only been emotional over my husband. That's it.
I haven't had to be emotional over people because we haven't had any. Like we
honey,
don't. We only have
2 year separation, baby.
Listen,
it was bad.
But y'all have been together longer than
Jesus,
my husband and I have, and we got together later in life.
Yeah.
So I feel we were a little. It's weird, right? Because you're a little bit more mature, and so you kind of have a different way to approach things. I think if we would have dated when we really first met, I don't know how we would have gone along. You know what I'm saying? Like we were at different stages, you know, so, especially for him, it was the start of his career. So, you know, he had hoes coming at him, I'm sure, left and right, you know, these groupies. So for me, I look at things because I think I kind of had a male.
You ever had groupies?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good times.
All day, every day.
Shit.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like, I feel like when I was younger, it was kind of like more like, fuck yeah, I'm finna party it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, and if...
See how I always start touching my tooth when people start talking about partying? I do it all the time.
Remember about what happened?
Why, the coke was that good or what?
The ecstasy. Anyway,
That's
go
crazy.
ahead. My bad. Keep going.
Just like, fuck this tooth.
Chippy. She's loyal.
So I just feel like I see when people post things like that, and I'm like, how do you let a man have that much power over you?
Yeah.
Like how? I've never allowed that to happen, right? So maybe I don't understand, which I want to understand, right? Like where emotionally and here
Low
and
self-esteem,
here.
boo. Not having
Is
that
that what it
foundation.
is?
Yeah.
But couldn't you liken that to the same thing we talked about at the beginning of the podcast with like people on social media and things that come your way where you're like, I wish I can get to the Rogan part where I just let it all, you know, it's the same thing with men. Why can't it be the same exact thing? Why can't you have the same confidence?
Like it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey to get to that confidence. Because some people, some women, some men, I mean, it all comes from somewhere. Somebody not making you feel like you were validated. There's a lot of people who never even had a dad or their experience with their father was traumatic, and their mother. So they really don't experience that. And, you know, it just sends them on this whole trajectory of just trying to look for acceptance, feeling that maybe they have to sleep with somebody for someone to love them or care about them. Maybe they come from sexual abuse. And when that happens, you can either go this way or you can go this way. So there's a lot of things that build up to that, not having the self-confidence.
Yeah, because I can't say that I've ever allowed a man to take that much ownership of my life.
Yeah.
That much ownership of your emotions.
Yeah, of my emotions. And then to the point to where you'll see like some women kind of push their kids to the side because they're so busy trying to get this man back.
That was my mother.
You know, and it's just like, I don't see that. The one thing I will say, I think my mom, at the same time, I kind of wish she wasn't like that. She was too hard.
Yeah.
Right? She was too hard to where being motherly, she made it seem as though
it was a weak thing.
It was a weakness, right? Being motherly. Because I see Penny, and this makes me feel good though. I see Penny when I give her, like she has her baby doll, she takes care of it so well. And she's, you know, doing this. And I look at her and I tell Luis all the time, like, I don't remember ever, like, wanting to play mom. Like, I never had that desire.
I had to do it in real life.
Yeah, I think that's why.
I hated
had to
it.
take care of my sister. But my favorite thing to do was to play teachers and teach my dolls. So I would sit them up. I had this huge chalkboard on my wall, and that's where I would sit down. I'd get the dictionary, pick 5 words out of the dictionary, and I would legit teach my dolls. And it's like, we're going to learn these today, guys. And I don't know where, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. For me, teaching was fun.
Yeah.
But being motherly was not.
Yeah.
So,
and still isn't.
No, I think I'm bad.
It's a job, yo.
Yeah, it is a job. But I think it's weird that it happened because I never thought I wanted that in life. You know what I'm saying? And now I see that my baby loves to do that, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm showing her that being motherly is okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be this.
It's okay to show affection.
Yeah, exactly. And my dad did more of the affection. My mom did. That's why I said it was kind of like weird, reversed in my house. My mom was a little bit. I think it came from her upbringing.
Of course.
My dad's upbringing, he grew up with both parents.
Yeah.
He grew up with, my grandmother doing everything for them, very loving. Anything you needed, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, your clothes was washed, your clothes was ironed. And then, when my parents divorced, my dad moved back in with his mom. He lived there, and it was him and my uncle who took care of my grandparents. So then my grandmother still took care of her 2 oldest. Check this out. It was my dad and the one right after him that lived with them. So it was the 2 boys that always helped my grandparents growing up take care of the rest of the kids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They were back at the house. It was funny. But, and so that's what he saw. So you have 2 parents who saw 2 different lifestyles. You see what I'm saying? While my mom lived a lot more of a harsher lifestyle where she didn't see her dad. She tells me stories about how she'd sit outside her house
waiting for him to come.
hoping that he would come. But
Bitch.
she not knowing that my grandmother she fled from my grandfather because they're from Mexico City. So they fled to Reynosa. That's where my parents met. And so she didn't know that. She thought her dad had abandoned them, but really in reality, the mom had left and didn't want the dad to know where they were. And so they were hiding for a hot minute. And so finally it was like, what?
Did she ever mend that relationship with her dad?
She ran away to go be with her dad. She found money in this container and went back to Mexico. And so see, the way my mom explains it is life with her dad, because he was a photographer and he worked with like famous bands, like he was a chauffeur, right? They lived better, right? So she didn't know poor until her parents split up.
Got it.
So now it was like they had no lights.
Wow.
There was candles. She talks about how it was so hot in Reynosa, her only doll would melt from it was so hot, and it was like her only doll, right?
Yeah.
She said they were babysitting. She was 5, babysitting other 5-year-olds to make money.
Yep.
5, bro. And so she tells me all these stories, which explains how she
didn't have time to feel sorry for herself, and she wasn't going to raise y'all to be the same way either.
That's exactly what it was. Versus my dad, he had a more caring, it was more of a household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both parents. My grandmother did everything for my grandfather. My grandfather worked. He just came home, gave the check to my grandmother. My grandmother, saved, made sure there was money. And so it was a little bit different. So I got the best of both worlds, I feel, right? Yeah. Could there, I think it's like anybody would say this, right? Could things have been better? I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
But my dad was just a little bit more open, and he was a little bit more like, well, my dad wanted me to have kids. He'd always throw it in my face. He'd like, oh, my friends' kids are having kids. Well, good for them, Dad. That's great that they're having kids, Dad. And he's like, well, gosh, I don't want to die and never. And my dad passed away. And, he's like, I didn't want to die and never have grandkids. I'm like, God, Dad, I wish you would have different girls then. Maybe I shouldn't have put that much responsibility on me. Then I probably would have. Now
I'm all traumatized.
Yeah, exactly. My sister, she got the better end of it. You know what I'm saying? She was babied. She was like, I did it for her too. I'm not going to lie. I'm super guilty. Like, I don't want her to be, just, it's everything. Let's make sure she's taken care of.
Yeah, no adversity.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
My parents did it and I would do it too. So she's never really, she does well for somebody who was babied so much in life. I'll tell you that right now. But that's what I mean. It's like she was treated different to where she did love. She couldn't wait to have her fairy tale wedding.
Yeah,
that was
not
my thing.
That was not your thing.
She couldn't wait to have kids. that was definitely not my thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, no, that's like, sounds like awful, right? Like those two things together just sound awful. Like, sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like you have to do a lot. And it's just,
you weren't wrong.
Marriage is a lot of work. And being a mom is a lot of work. So it just sounded like too complicated, right? But it's weird, right? It is. It's like everything that you experience is what you
take it with you, man. You take it with you, from your sex life to your emotional shit to the way you deal with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's like, it's so hard for people to just put themselves in these boxes, because we're all over the place.
And don't put yourself in a box. You know,
that's the lesson of the episode. I like that.
Don't put yourself in a box, because you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. We're all trying to live life, trying to figure it out. Or at least for me, I'll tell you what, I'm always trying to figure out how I can be better. I ain't gonna lie. Like every day I'm just like, all right, so you fucked up this way this past week. How you gonna fix it this week? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, okay, I could probably do this, but how could I do this better? You know what I'm saying? I'm always like trying to figure, man, I don't even know if we'll ever figure it out, right? Because I mean,
it's part of the journey.
We'll never be perfect.
There is no such thing as perfect, I don't think.
But we can do like what Rob says, just find what fulfills you.
Yeah. And that's all. How it is, right? That's it. That is what life is. It's finding fulfillment.
That's it.
Basically. Because if you're not fulfilled, then you're probably an unfucking little miserable bitch.
Damn.
And you're
all
out there,
in the DMs. You're talking about you used to be a power couple.
Real talk soul. Real talk soul.
That's why you're leaving little negative ass comments.
It's like, you need a different role model, bitch. I didn't ever say I was motherfucking.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I never said I was anybody perfect. But I do want to put... I want to, like the quote said today, I want to remind you that there's still good people out there. And if I can be that good person that reminds you, I'm all right with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right. All my personalities.
Exactly. All the 8 of them. I don't know which one I'm right now, but
7.
Is Marissa coming back tomorrow?
Whatever.
Are you coming back tomorrow, Marissa?
I'm down.
All right. Because she's the one that's...
But I got to be here early, man.
All right. Well, how early? I don't know.
How early?
Like, I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm doing an afternoon one.
Oh, that's right. You got an appointment, right?
I have a hair appointment. Yo, I got to split my shit up. I can't handle it all in one day.
That's a lot of work.
Check this out. Yesterday was my mom dyed my hair. Today was my eyelashes. Tomorrow I'm going to put my extensions in.
Damn. She's getting ready for a turning point.
No, I'm getting ready for this takeover that's about to happen on this downtime. You are not ready for it. I already told myself, I am taking over. I told Pete, I said, your schedule, I'm telling you right now, the same way you schedule podcasts, we're scheduling everything else. So we're going to schedule your studio time. Yep. You're going to schedule writing time because you haven't been writing, you know what I'm saying, for comedy. And, you know, we're going to put out your projects that have been on hold. I said, it is game time. I said, I'm not playing
Summer
anymore.
21.
Yep. Get ready because it's
Get ready for my mosquito spray. I'm waiting for one more ingredient in the mail today.
Okay.
I need it because I felt them last night.
And my fruit spray. My fruit cleaner. It's going down.
We were talking about that yesterday.
All I needed was that prayer that she did on me yesterday. And I was like, man, I gotta.
Thank you. See?
I think she even did this to me. I don't know, but I feel like I felt it.
In the words of Jingle Bling, das.
Yeah. Hey, you felt it all over.
Yeah.
All over my body, girl.
See, we need that.
From time to time.
We do. I need to have Iris call in one day, which I'm just going to have, she prays good too. Because when I ask, she'll send me like a prayer and be like, when this whole mess was happening, right? She texted me and said, you know, we've always leaned, you know, more right. And, you know, because you know, and she's like, but I just want you to let you know that, you know, and I'm praying for you. And she sent me this whole prayer. And I was just like, you know what, Iris? I feel way better now. Thank you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I thought we need to have Iris call in one day, just in the podcast with a good prayer.
I like it.
Right? Just Iris, can you pray over everybody, please?
Yes, please. Pray over us sinners.
Pray over all my listeners, my group right here. I'm gonna call Pete in. My husband needs prayer too. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. We need some Jesus right now. This world's so fucked up.
What does his picture
As I follow it up with an F word.
I know.
What does his picture look like? Did they do one for him?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's funny because they use one of the most popular like shots for like posters, comedy posters.
Oh, that's That's a good one.
I would think he's doing a set at the fucking event.
I know. I love it.
They got you on Blink performing. He's doing some comedy.
And you better tell him he needs to stop apologizing for saying they can't deport us all, because he wasn't lying.
I know.
Stop apologizing, man. You ain't got nothing to feel sorry for or feel bad about.
I think for a lot of it, for him, he's caring. Let me tell y'all something about him. I don't want to put his business out there about his upbringing, but for somebody who has described his dad as not the best father, right?
I feel him on that.
Yeah.
I'm
really surprised at how he is. He's the total opposite of what he describes his father to be like. I'm like, for somebody, you're very affectionate for somebody who kind of went through a lot like that. And he's like, well, I think it was my mom. My mom still showed the affection. Yeah. So, but still, men kind of will mimic what dad did. You know what I'm saying? Or dads do. Moms have obviously a very impactful life on the kids, obviously, but I feel like some dads play a big role also in not really realizing how big of a role they really play on their sons, you know? So it's interesting to me because he's a very caring person, regardless of like, I mean, he ain't a softie.
So then
either,
maybe that's the thing, is he just cares too much.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And you got to remember, these are his fans for 21 years now?
Yeah.
Man, I took this picture, guys, in Lubbock because it was just...
He always made me laugh.
Yeah.
It was a reminder. It was legit a reminder to me.
So amazing.
That's cool.
That, you know what I'm saying? Everybody so that amazing. Was there didn't give a rat's ass about nothing political. Yep. They were just there to have a good time and laugh. Now, when he posted the video of himself, right? It's comments like this. If anybody dies because they're not wearing a mask, that is on you. I hope that you can live with that.
Oh my God.
What?
I can't.
Everybody who attended this event chose.
They volunteered to go.
Volunteered to go, 1. 2, they chose not to wear the mask because when you come in on the Eventbrite thing that I made, it said
in all caps.
It is.
And
look
bold.
At it in bold. Yeah. I put on there your choice about the mask, right? Not required, but wear it if you're comfortable.
Sure.
Okay. Nobody walked in with a half-ass, like, should I not wear it? No one did.
Bro, even when it was time to wear masks, Rome would always wear it with the nose exposed. I'm like, bitch, cover your nose.
Like I said, I wear one because I'm pregnant. If I wasn't pregnant, I wouldn't wear it, to be honest with you guys. Not that I'm against it. I do feel that if you feel comfortable with wearing your mask, wear it. That's why it was mask optional is what I put. You know what I'm saying? No one walked in. So I said, well, I guess no. And if anything, everybody was looking at me weird because I'm wearing the mask when they come in. So it's kind of like...
And you're like, wow.
Yeah. And so it's funny because when we did the one in San Angelo, when they would see me wearing the mask, they'd be like, oh, do we have to wear a mask? Babe, did you bring my mask? And I'm like, no, you don't have to wear it. And then I didn't know if like to wear it or not wear it because I was making them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was when the mask mandate had just been lifted.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just told the owner, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm pregnant. I was like, I still am wearing my mask because of that. I was like, and I said, but I don't want anybody else to think that they have to wear it. You know what I'm saying? So I just immediately when they come in, they'd look at me and be like, you don't have to wear your mask. I'm pregnant. You don't have to wear your mask. I'm pregnant. And it was like every person.
Hundreds of people.
Yes. Yeah. So then in Lubbock, it was funny because no one asked me, but they were all looking at me like, why is she wearing her mask? Like I was the weird one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But everyone there had a great time. Everybody was grateful. They're like, thank you for coming back. It'd been too long since you've been here.
It looks like he's doing his thing, man. And those places are crowded.
And I am thankful for each fan that came out because whether you agree with him or disagree where he stands, you came out and supported comedy.
Yeah.
Amen.
Point.
Hallelujah.
Comedy. You came to laugh.
That's right.
You came to get away from the fucking madness that is happening in this world right now. You know what I'm saying? So all bullshit aside, I get it. There's still a virus happening, right? Mm-hmm. It's very much real. No need to fake the funk. We all know that, right? I don't know where I stand about it right now because there's so many misinformation now, right? It's just like, so do I wear 3 masks or 2 or
no?
Is it the shot that I take? Because then the Johnson & Johnson one just fucking halted.
Yeah, they paused it yesterday.
They paused it yesterday. That's why I said I'm not against vaccines, y'all, but I'm finna wait for more people
But stop with the long posts about I want to help my neighbor and I'm helping my community, so I'm getting my shot. You know what? No. You have your reason for feeling the way you do. I have my reason for having distrust, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody right and ain't nobody wrong.
Yeah, and when it's been around a little bit longer, y'all done tested that bitch a little bit longer. I'm not saying I'm not gonna get it. I may get it because if it's been around for 5 years, because that's my limit.
Well, it takes 5 to 7 years to make a vaccine. That's why it takes 7 years.
I needed to be around a little bit longer. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it. I'm not. It's not because it has nothing to do with like if it
politics.
Exactly, it has nothing to do with if it had been invented a while back ago. And they're like, okay, you should get it. I'm scared of the flu shot, bro.
It takes 7 years to make a vaccine, motherfuckers. It's only been 1.
Ain't it funny that the Johnson & Johnson one is the one they're calling the Biden vaccine because it's the only one that got done under his administration? And how ironic that it's the one that's not working and the one that needs to be pulled.
What did they say it was causing?
Blood clots.
Blood clots. That's scary, right?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And the way Mariswole thinks she could be that 1 in whatever,
Yes.
you know. I'll be that 1 in 10 or that 1 in...
That's how I feel. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to wait for a little bit more of y'all to die out. And
the test subjects, you mean?
I'm gonna let y'all be the guinea pigs for me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all taking that risk.
In the meantime, work out, eat right, sleep.
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna do my part. Wear my mask for you guys who feel like, you know,
wear your mask.
I'm wearing my mask. I'm staying away from people. You know what I'm saying? We do use hand sanitizer. It's funny because after every time, I know people are like, "What the fuck?" Because it's funny. Like we have a big old thing of hand sanitizer by Pete when he meets people, and it's like he does elbow and then he hand sanitize. And
it's like, why you hand sanitizing if you just elbowed? You know what?
And everybody that
childhood trauma.
Hey, and everybody that comes through, I'm like, hey guys, before you take a picture, you have to use if you're gonna want to shake his hand, please use hand sanitizer. And it's like we're still doing it. It's still like it's funny.
Hey, but people were doing that even before this shit. Yeah, man. I know a lot of germ.
We had hand sanitizer there all the time on the stool.
Yeah.
And it was just for Pete, not necessarily for the fans, right? But right now we're doing it, making the fans and himself. And it's just because he shakes so many hands. You know what I'm saying? When you do VIP. And check this out. He would do it more so for them. Yeah. Because he's shaking your hand, then he's going to shake. He doesn't know if you washed your hands when you went to go pee. Now he's going to shake the next person's hands. You know what I'm
their
saying?
hands could have been in their fucking booty hole.
Exactly.
Right before they walked up.
Exactly. So this is why
I wasn't gonna say booty hole, but you're right.
We don't know what y'all was doing with them hands before, but you see what I'm saying? You should have been washing your hands and have hand sanitizer in your bags. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or in their partner's booty hole. They might have loved the show so much they got excited.
You never know, man.
Like that guy on that QAnon fucking movie. He was like, yeah, that girl was masturbating, but I didn't masturbate. I just watched her. Oh my God. He talked about how much he loved porn.
Yup.
Bro, that's
a great stopping point.
Yeah,
listen,
man,
we're all weird humans.
Y'all need to finish it.
We need to finish it, yeah. But today, I told Marissa, it's like, oh, wait, real quick, guys. One thing that...
man, we're going to be here another 30 minutes.
What Real Talk Kim said was about being... planning your shit out. I told Marissa, it's like, man, we need to start planning our podcast out instead of just like talking. It's just like, but it's more organic this way. It's like, it's just us talking it, you know, versus like coming in with the subject.
And I bet if we had subjects, we would not even touch on them bitches. It would go all the way left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all the way right.
Because then he started talking about fucking booty holes and shit.
And then we'd get on the booty hole conversation.
And then we start talking about booty holes.
Any hole but the holy hole.
God, help us. With that being said, guys, let's end with the quote that I said this earlier today, just because I want y'all to really let it sink in.
Kim's coffee has me feeling all kinds of fucked up.
Hyper?
I feel like I need to eat some food.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Anyway, go ahead. Give us that positive quote.
Here we go, guys. Don't forget, be the reason someone believes in good people.
Amen.
And just be a good person.
And that's it, man.
Right? That's all it is. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll see y'all Friday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Jesus.